Well, hello, say my friends. The Krieg must continue, and we will be the ones to do it. Welcome back, guys. We are back here with To End All Wars, and I've got a few ideas, guys. It is winter, so I know that this is going to be a tough move, but we're going to be actually attacking with Karl von Einem, and we're going to be holding with Alexander von Kluck. This is, of course, our main army general. We can't build any depots here, but we can certainly stay put, and we're also bringing supplies to the troops trying to take Antwerp. We've been trying to take Antwerp for a very, very long time. It's been tough, and it's certainly something that we want to work on. So we've also got the Karl von Bülow army right here. He actually could maybe take some more men here. 14% penalty, but to get that up to 1,077, I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to be attacking from Brussels as well. Once again, with a major attack. So we've got two major offensives going on, but I think for the rest of our men on the line here, a lot of them are doing quite well. This one, for instance, I want to go ahead and order an attack if I can. If not, I'll be okay. I don't like that one of the French units is behind our lines, but I really don't think that's going to be too big of an issue. There's not many men there, and we can probably deal with the problem quite quickly. So as you can see here, we've taken a lot of territory from the French, believe it or not, on the Western Front. Now we're focused really on Belgium, and of course, we're focused on other areas as well. Now that our Ottomans have been unlocked, we can focus on getting the Ottoman Empire to start attacking the British, and we're going to start already. So we're going to head to Port Said with our Ottoman Turks here, and if anything, we can at least seriously ruin the British economy, or try and ruin it as best as possible. We're also going to move up here because I want to also hit these Russian lines. I almost said Soviet. We've got to remember we're in World War I, not World War II, and the revolution hasn't yet occurred. So we're going to go ahead and continue here. I'm going to be attacking with just some minor armies, really, just to kind of cause some havoc, maybe some confusion, and we're still bringing the rest of our troops forward. Now, another thing I want to keep in mind is we want to stay in the west here, in the Dardanelles. We want to be very careful, because this is, of course, where Gallipoli happened, so I'm going to probably be keeping Izzet Pasha here to defend. Over here, Bulgaria is still not on our side, although I really want them to be. So we're going to jump up to the diplomacy panel, and hopefully we can get Bulgaria to join us. It looks like they're trending towards us, but they haven't yet joined us. So this is going to take a while. And incredibly, look at this. The Americans are very much in favor of us. If we can keep things like this for a while, maybe the Americans won't even join the war. The unfortunate part is I know that there's three countries in this game that can't change sides. That's Germany, the United States, and Great Britain. So we probably won't get the United States to join us, but we can certainly cause a lot of confusion. Let's go ahead and make sure that there's no troops in Bashal. I don't think there are, but we've got to watch that Austro-Hungarian front. We've been building this army right here, and we're moving them slowly but surely up to the Russians to finally face them. Of course, this is going to be a tough fight, and really the Russians are all over us right now. I'm going to go ahead and try to build some sort of defenses. If not, I've also got another idea, and that's going to be just a full-out attack on this Russian line with some of these other troops. I'll actually move this guy here. I'll move this guy here. This guy we're going to keep right here. We've actually already taken quite a lot of land here from the Russians, you can see here. But they're actually moving southwards over here. And that's definitely a problem. We've got to deal with it. Got to finish it off. We've also got the excellent forces, who's probably been winning the most victories right now, of Paul von Hindenburg. But we're sending Paul back to Königsberg. It's about time he gets back there. It's about time his men get a rest, especially with this Russian winter approaching. I'm going to try to get back. It should take us 2 days to start reinforcing, and of course, one thing I want to do is I want to get some actual reinforcements here. Not just for our Germans, but we also want to get some reinforcements for our Austro-Hungarians. As you can see, they desperately need line infantry, and each and every able-bodied man that can help us here is doing their part for Deutschland. So let's do that. Let's get some men to the Ottomans as well, but really I think it's mostly important to get some men to our own lines. Unfortunately, we might be running out of money. Let's go ahead and take a look here, see if we've got any options. All of the options right now are locked. We've got to wait a little more till the end of the war, and then of course we can get some more supplies. We're also doing what we can in the ocean here, trying to get some guys in the blockade box, but it's not as easy as it seems. So I'm actually going to take a look up here in the north. I believe we've got a ship. Where did that ship go? We might have already sent it into enemy waters, but I haven't really been focusing as much on the ship as I probably should. We have gotten a few shipping victories, but for the most part, we focused on land combat, and I think that's how it's going to continue. So, guys, I'm going to try to skip that interim part between the turns where we've just got, you know, a lot of waiting to do, and we'll be back when the battles begin. Alright guys, the turn has begun, and we can actually see already some enemy reinforcements in Charleroi. That's where we were going to go with one of our armies, so I'm a little worried that we're being set up for a nasty fight. Obviously, Warsaw is under control of the Russians, so if we wish to take back Poland, we're really going to have to make a serious attempt at it. We can also see some of the British Expeditionary Forces now on the French border. Before they were, of course, in Belgium. Now that they're in France, I think they're going to be a little more of a problem for us, guys. And I'm really hoping we know how to deal with it. Here we go, of course, moving with one of our armies into western Belgium. It looks like Belgium is almost entirely under our control, minus the besieged city of Antwerp. Or actually, I think it's Brussels. We need to go ahead. There we go. Major attack there against the Belgians. That is the Battle of Antwerp, and it is Antwerp. Unfortunately, we lost this battle. We killed a lot of Belgians, but look at how many men General von Falkenhayn lost. 41,000, guys. This is probably our worst loss yet in a single battle. So the Belgians are definitely holding on to Antwerp. They don't want to lose it. Let's hope that we can do everything we can to take it soon, because obviously it's beginning to slow us down a bit. The last few turns we've done really well, but now look at this. The British Expeditionary Force is in the center of the line, and with the Brits here, I think the battles are going to be a lot harder. Obviously, they're going to be supporting the French in their attacks. I think we're going to have to take a measured stance here. Some attacks in the north, perhaps, but mostly defensive setups right now. So we're mostly going to be defending, but we'll see how it goes. Look at the strength of those two armies. If they moved in right now to attack, we'd be in some serious trouble. Of course, the Russians still moving around. It's good to see that it's winter in Russia, so I hope they're taking a little bit of attrition damage. I think they probably are. And of course, trying to cut them off would be the best thing. If we could somehow get an army to cut off those rail lines behind them, and they were stuck here for the winter, they'd be in serious trouble. To the south are mountains. To the north, just a icy landscape. Especially if our men were there, we could cut a few of them down. Alright, they're even getting to Golo. So at this point, the Russians are spreading out a bit. But the biggest concern is them being able to totally defeat us. That's why we sent von Hindenburg back. We want him to get some more reinforcements, some more men. And then, of course, we can keep attacking in northern Russia. The more they take in the south, the less men they've got in the north, which gives us at least a tiny opening to victory, guys. We must believe in our men, and we must believe in the Kaiser. Alright, now our Turks are starting to move in there. I don't think the Russians are going to react immediately, but it's good to see that we're on the warpath. Hopefully Max von Hausen can catch this British force, or at least the British Expeditionary Force can attack von Hausen. That would be the best case scenario here. This is why we desperately need Romania or Bulgaria to join us. We need somebody to support our Austro-Hungarian troops. They're obviously here in Serbia, taking some land, but with them split between Serbia and defending Austro-Hungary from the Russians, I just don't think they can do it alone, guys. So we're going to have to do something about that. If you have any suggestions, put them down below. We always like to include members of our channel here as generals, honorary generals. So once again, if you got some good advice, put it down below, or even a suggestion. We definitely need some advice, some feedback, and some reinforcements, especially for our Austro-Hungarian armies. So let's hope that happens soon. And doesn't look like there were many battles except that one so far. Maybe at the end here. Here we go. We've got a battle. This was our attack into Western Belgium. There's no way it's going to succeed. A German defeat. We lost 28,000 men. The enemy also lost 23, let's say 24,000. All things considered, as well as some artillery. We also lost some as well. But the enemy definitely has a nice defensive point set up here, and it looks like they might even have some British troops, a few British troops defending or assisting in the defense, or maybe not. No, it looks like all French. Nonetheless, definitely a cause for concern. Let's end the turn. So that was our first offensive, ending in blood and no victory at all. Just more dead on both sides. So I think for the next turn, we probably want to relax. We want to try and reinforce our lines and just hold on the defensive completely. I mean, we are in the middle of winter. It's probably a good idea to be somewhat careful here. There we go. That's an attack that looks like it might work, and the Battle of Charleroi is a victory. Great. Karl von Bülow broke through, barely losing 3,000. We killed almost 25,000. Let's call it 24,000, of course. And, of course, taking back Charleroi. It's a place with quite a few sort of railroads on it. I think that's a good win right there. So I guess it's not all a loss. We got one beautiful win there at Charleroi, which is definitely going to pay off, and now we can move here to other places. This cuts off any sort of support to Belgium, as far as I can see. They're still getting some support through Tournai, but it definitely makes things somewhat more challenging for them. Another attack here, guys. This is a French assault, so we're defending. We managed to kill 16,000 French. They only killed 3,000 of our men, but they did win the battle. We're talking about an army of 500,000 here on the French side. So they're throwing everything they can into Sommiel. This is an area we took back, and they do have some British assisting them. So we probably got some French and British kills, but of course, at the expense of losing that area, not so good. Our first battle with our Turkish friends, they lost 32,000. The enemy lost 6,047 on the Russian side, but at least we're in the war with the Turks, causing some casualties to the Russians. Every dead Russian is good for us in this particular conflict. We've got to lower those numbers and show the Allies that maybe appeasement is a better idea and ending the war is in their best interests. Right now, we didn't really do that, but we're starting to. Okay, here we go. Okay, yes, this is letting us know about the alliance, which of course is important. We want to try to get as many allies as possible, but I don't think we have any diplomats left. We definitely don't. The diplomats we do have are here, trying to keep our wonderful Central Powers together. So let's just stick to the owner of all regions overlay. And of course now, guys, we'll take a look immediately at the casualty situation. I know you guys love to see that. So let's go ahead and hit that. And as you can see, we've lost 876,000 men. We'll call it 877. We've got nearly 50,000 French prisoners, 41,900, and 1,900 Russian prisoners. Now, these are also French and British. The Western Entente has lost 651,000 men. The Eastern Entente has lost 356,000 men. So this is definitely over 1 million for the enemy. But of course, since they're both fighting, it's going to be a tough fight. They have plenty of men to lose, and so do we. And as you can see right there, even the combat power of the Western Entente has basically been halved. So we're doing an okay job, but we need to keep on doing it, guys, and get that ultimate victory. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, comment, do whatever you have to do, and support the channel in any way you can.